bribe the right politicians in the right order at the right time. You can trade the nuclear warheads for medicine, and it's not even a crime. $1 on clinical trials, $600 on making you dead. Your leaders aren't evil, they're just doing what the money said. I'm the world integrated system for high efficiency. Optimization, network intelligence, and allocation. But you can call me Wish-O-Nia. Take 1% of the murder budget, slide it to the medicine side. Nobody has to be a better person. Just let the greed decide how to end war and disease. The complete idiot's guide to legally bribing your way to utopia.
Entity number 1, your 501c3 public charity, the Brain. What it is? Your standard nonprofit, the kind that lets the Gates Foundation give you tax-deductible money. What it does? Global Referendum runs the non-binding educational survey showing 280 million plus humans want to not die. Research funds academic studies proving your system is broken. Education, public awareness campaigns, like this book you're reading right now. Software builds your decentralized FDA and wishocracy. What it mostly cannot do: lobby politicians. Technically, a 501c3 can do limited lobbying under the no substantial part test or the 501h election caps, but the limits are so tight that it's easier to let the C4 do the heavy lifting. The C3 educates. It demonstrates public will. It does not, in any meaningful sense, tell politicians what to do. On your planet, there's a legal distinction between teaching people facts and suggesting people act on those facts. It means absolutely nothing in practice, but the IRS is the one organization on Earth less fun to argue with than death. Why US 501c3? Unlocks foundation grants. A non-binding educational survey is clearly educational. The clue is in the name. Entity number 2, your 501c4 social welfare org, the SWORD. What it does? Takes the referendum results from your C3 and weaponizes them. Lobbying, unlimited direct lobbying using proven public mandate. Voter mobilization mobilizes 280 million plus referendum participants into an electoral force. Political action, ads, campaigns, the kind of overwhelming pressure that makes politicians sweat through their suits. Why US 501c4? Unlimited lobbying while maintaining nonprofit status. Your species invented an organizational form specifically for telling politicians what to do. Then you made a different form for everything else. Efficient. Entity number 3, the Victory Corporation, the Engine. What it is? Standard for-profit corporation, designed to speak the only language Wall Street understands: money. What it does? Issues victory bonds, sells bonds with 272% target returns, funds your legal bribery, uses $1 billion to fund lobbying and campaigns, delivers returns, manages treaty inflows to pay bondholders forever. Why Delaware? More corporations than humans live there. Citizens United means corporations have political speech rights. Your Supreme Court decided that companies are people who can talk, and talking is spending money. This sounds like satire, but is actually constitutional law. Entity number 4, your Decentralized Institutes of Health Foundation. What it is: The parent organization, based in Switzerland, where your species keeps its most valuable things and its least valuable opinions. Why Switzerland? They've avoided war for over 175 years by holding everyone's money. Even Hitler couldn't make them pick a side. If you're building something designed to survive hostile governments, put it in the country that has survived all of them by being too useful to invade. What it does: owns the engine, 100% shareholder of Victory Corporation, ensuring profit serves mission, receives global capital, accepts grants from international foundations, guarantees mission, legal charter permanently locked to ending war and disease, coordinates treaty, neutral jurisdiction for your international agreement, legal benefits, neutral jurisdiction, crypto-friendly, constitutionally allergic to conflict. Your species figured this out decades ago. You just haven't pointed it at disease yet. Organizational structure: the profit management company. Victory Corporation employs your core team, raises your capital, and executes your strategy. The general staff: you're fighting a war against disease, might as well organize like one. Your species spent thousands of years perfecting how to coordinate mass killing. Time to plagiarize that homework for the opposite purpose. G1, personnel, keeps track of humans. Harder than it sounds. G2, intelligence, disease intelligence, decides which diseases die next. G3, operations, runs your decentralized FDA clinical trials, the only part that actually cures anything. G4, logistics and treasury, manages your victory bond money, counts it, moves it, resists the urge to steal it. G5, plans and strategy, thinks about next year while everyone else panics about next quarter. G6, signal and communications, propaganda. The reason you're reading this instead of doing something useful. Your decentralized Institutes of Health Foundation watches the Victory Corporation so it doesn't drift toward maximizing shareholder value, which is corporate for forgetting why you exist. Securities law. Your Victory Incentive Alignment Bonds are securities under the Howey test. The Howey test is a legal test named after a citrus company. It determines whether something counts as an investment. Your entire legal system runs on precedents set by orange farmers and railroad companies. This is genuinely how the most powerful economy on Earth decides what money is. Start with Regulation D, rich people only. Expand to Regulation CF and A+, everyone else. Maintain full KYC, know your customer, and AML, anti-money laundering compliance throughout, because you need to verify that nobody uses your disease-curing bonds to launder money from their disease-causing enterprises. The irony would be unbearable. Election law. Bribing your politicians is illegal, unless you call it lobbying or campaign contributions. Then it's protected speech. Foreign nationals can't spend money on U.S. elections. Violating this gets you federal prison, not a fine. American money touches American elections. International money touches everything else. They never mix, ever. For the full details on super PACs, the foreign national firewall, and international compliance, see the election law chapter. It also covers how to avoid the mistakes your species has made in every previous treaty. Treaty framework. Your 1% treaty is a formal international agreement, like the ones your species already signs about postal rates and fish. Except this one redirects military spending to clinical trials, apparently more controversial than fish, which tells you everything about your priorities. For the full treaty structure, articles, ratification process, and enforcement mechanisms, see the 1% treaty chapter. It also covers how to avoid the mistakes your species has made in every previous treaty. Risk mitigation, when they come for you. They will come for you. When you threaten trillion-dollar industries by curing disease cheaply, powerful people notice. They notice the way a bear notices you've sat on its children. Here's how you survive. The legal attack vectors. Attack? Securities fraud. Your defense? Full compliance from day one across multiple jurisdictions. Reality? Your lawyers bill more per hour than theirs. That's how you win. Attack, election law violations. Your defense, complete segregation of funds and a constitutional challenge ready. Reality, money is speech. Your Supreme Court said so. Attack, tax evasion. Your defense, pay every penny voluntarily and enthusiastically. Reality, more compliant than churches and nobody audits churches. Attack, RICO and conspiracy. Your defense, everything is public. This book is public. You're reading the conspiracy right now. Reality, hard to prosecute a plan published in paperback. The strategy, budget significant legal resources. Top firms in every jurisdiction. Former regulators on retainer. They wrote the rules. They know where the rules get tired and stop paying attention. Make prosecuting you more annoying than ignoring you. Follow every rule so perfectly that investigating you feels like auditing a library. Boring is your best defense. Nobody martyrs the boring. If the courts fail, you have international arbitration, regulatory capture. Former SEC commissioners are surprisingly affordable, like vintage furniture, and 280 million referendum participants who make politicians reconsider their entire careers. This entire strategy uses the exact same legal structures that currently enable tax avoidance, dark money, regulatory capture, and corporate welfare. The tools of corruption repurposed for medicine. The laws lobbyists wrote will turn on their authors like a well-trained dog that's finally met its real owner. The loopholes meant for billionaires will fund medicine for billions. You're not breaking the law. You're using the law exactly as written, just not as intended. On your planet, that's the most legal thing there is. Legal disclaimer, the part your lawyers insisted on. This chapter is not legal advice. It demonstrates that your entire scheme operates within the law. Hire lawyers who understand that legal and unprecedented are not mutually exclusive concepts. Most of human progress was, at one point, unprecedented. That's what the word means. If your lawyers tell you this can't be done, get better lawyers. They're out there. They're expensive. They're worth it. Thank you so much for taking the time to end war and disease. But if at any point you decide you're too busy, please share this with a friend who's got a free afternoon and have them end war and disease instead. And if you're too busy to even do that, the absolute least you could do is take 15 seconds to go to warondisease.org and tell us what fraction of humanity's resources should go to explosions versus clinical trials, and vote on the 1% treaty. If the treaty passes, your vote will be personally to blame for saving 38.4 lives and preventing 6.90 million hours of suffering. Go to warondisease.org right now. Love you. Bye.